streaming. Can you hear the music? Should be Moonsetter from Homestuck. Awesome. Follow-up question. Have you finished chapter 4 yet? Have you finished chapter 3? Okay. Okay, cool. Sure, sure. Okay. Let's talk more about it later. let's put this on hold for maybe like a week or two, or however long it takes. Oh, okay. Well, then maybe tomorrow. When we stream again, because this is a surprise stream that nobody was expecting, not even myself. I love doing things out of nowhere. Deltarune conversation tomorrow. What am I actually going to do is the big question. I was talking about blueprints because I did have a lot of fun with that when we played that last week. So we could do that some more. But I don't know if that's fun to watch. So I could also just like... It was? Okay, awesome. Let's do some of that then. I've had all the Deltarune music stuck in my head all day. Obviously. I should really figure out the whole Kataga can't hear the music thing, because it bothers me. I feel like I can't hum stuff because it'll be in conflict with the other thing. Oh, I was going to transcribe my notes to somewhere less stupid. How about instead of doing that, I'm just going to actually get a notepad. You miss out on some of the fun of getting to see my notes, but the trade-off is that it'll be less stupid. Okay. Day 3. I don't know, I guess I could like try and get a camera that's pointed down at my notes. That wouldn't be too like goofy. Hooray! Streams! I love streaming. It's fun. Yes, I believe the... maybe they're not actually. can't remember if those are the same pictures as they were before. Alright. And away we go. Another puzzle. The black box contains gems. This box and the blue box are empty. All 3 boxes are empty. So that's definitely a lie. Is there only one lie? At least one box displays true statements. At least one box which displays only false statements. Oh, well that's interesting. Was that the same? I don't know if it was. Because that means that we have to determine how many are true. So this is definitely false. So one of these 2 is true. Either this box and the blue box is empty, or the black box contains gems. This, I think, is the one that's likely to be true. Well, okay, so if this is true, then that's false. Because it means the black box contains gems, and it means that's false, so that's possible. If this is true, this box and the blue box are empty, then that means it's in the black box. I see. So, whether... We have 2 statements here, both of which imply that there's something in the black box. One of them has to be true, so it's in the black box. I think. Yes. Hooray. Another pawn. We're looking for the rumpus room, ideally, because that has the cool xanthan guy. I mean, he might have something interesting to tell us. I don't have enough money for anything. Let's save the utility closet for when we get a little bit closer to the end. Well, no, I don't think that matters actually, because it's where it is relative to the security office, not where it is relative to the antechamber. Another pawn. We've seen like nothing but pawns this time. There's a rook. That's not a rook, that's a bishop. Perhaps appropriate to a chapel. That's a locked doors. So this is a dead end no matter what. Let's do the observatory and get the next, like, step of that quest thing. A pair of chests has been added to the entrance hall. Okay. I'm sure we'll have to go back there soon. Oh, no, it's not up here. Oh, we can't go the other way. Night. Deltarune. I see. I thought this was true. So it either means that doors in the east wing are more likely to be locked, or it's just like a toss-up. Hello, Urban Hype. It's going pretty well. I'm on day 3, so we haven't really done very much. I don't want to get spoiled. Yeah, we haven't done much of anything. I don't think that's a real concern. We're just running around trying to figure out what's going on. What's your playtime? 88 minutes so far. This is a puzzle, so you might want to look away for this. League? What kind of question is that? Obviously the one that's a video game and not the one that's gonna, like, mess with the composition of the hormones in my brain or whatever. Rewire my brain to only get dopamine from that one source forever and ruin my life. If we're assuming that it's like the worst possible well, maybe not as the most possible. League would ruin your life. I guess getting addicted to anything would ruin your life. But I don't know. Depends on how cool you are. I really don't think it does. I think, well, I mean, no, I guess you are kind of right. Forgive me if I'm all scrambled today. My brain is still a little bit cooked from playing Deltarune for like 14 hours straight last night. Waiting for Counter-Strike to download, watching your stream, watching a RuneScape stream, and a Guy Ritchie movie all at the same time. OMG, it's out. I almost forgot. Yeah, it is. Toby Fox cooked, yet again. But we're not talking about that because my lovely friend Panta here has not finished it. Yes, I did know that Deltarune is an anagram for Undertale. Do I know what that means? Not even a little bit. Oh, cool. I will definitely be replaying the game, I think twice, actually, because I played on a new platform. Because when I played Chapter 1, it was on my laptop that I used at high school. It was forever ago. Am I able to hear Panta? You should be. Can you not? Speak.
Hello? Hi?
Weird. Okay. I hope he wasn't, like, impossible to hear for the first however long we've been on. 15 minutes. I am notorious for fucking up the audio. Ooh, that's interesting. Don't want to get too much more spoiled. Yeah, talk to you later. It's good of you to swing by and check to make sure my audio wasn't messed up. Or at least not too messed up. Yep, it was in red. You were right. Ooh. How fancy. I have no money. Beef stew pie. Ooh. There's some money. And an orange. Orange. That's how you pronounce it. Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's oring. Okay. I'm gonna ways back to go. Oh, there's a little hamster. How cute.
Hell yeah.
Finally, the game is good. It's got a little bunk bed made out of, like, toothpicks. That's great. Oh. The Trinsdale mystery. I wish in Portal there's a way you can like zoom in. I wish I could do that here. Able to read some of that smaller text. Hey, look at him go. Wow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool guy. I guess we go back to the entrance hall, because this is locked and that's locked. We might be out of luck pretty soon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I did not get to the 8th rank for this, for the food. Unfortunately. Ooh. So red memos might be true if they're written by hand, I think. Is what the implication of that was. It's 5 coins that I didn't get. I don't need to worry about the key cards because I have a key card. Boudoir. Oh yeah. It's interesting that they would take a picture like this and not have any people in it. Just take a picture of the Christmas tree. I guess I can kind of understand that. It is a very pretty Christmas tree. Tag 10? Oof, lose 2. That's not great. Hoople sports. A pool. Workshop. While drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. This is an interesting selection. I guess we got all the boring stuff out of the way early. So now we're just to the really cool shit. Ooh. August 22nd, 1985. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's rival writer Marion Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book, Swimbird, had been chosen as the Herald Literary Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's second time winning this prestigious honor. The previous medal was, of course, for her debut effort. She was no stranger to the public eye even before her literary success. The niece and closest living relative of Baron H.S. Sinclair, the niece. Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the political associations that one might make with the Sinclair family. January of the following year, the Swimbird author never considered herself success. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing. I had always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime. So as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there." Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red, a statement that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed the book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the royalist family and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. By Gail Hermes. Interesting. Next, there's more. November of '86. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard questioned. Caleb Manning and his publisher Philip White were 2 of 3 dozen names that appeared on a leaked dossier, naming them a person of interest in the Trinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group has come forth to officially take responsibility for the attack, it is widely believed that by the authorities to be the work of the insurgent group RLCF, who also call themselves the Children of Black Water. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors in the statement released on Friday, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of an unfortunate happenstance, whatever that means. This would not be the first time that the publishing house has defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. Mr. White. Caleb Manning? So that's not the same person as Marion Marigold. RLCF. Marigold drops publisher, Reddington Herald, November 17th. Local author and popular personality Marion Marigold has announced a split with her long-term publishing partner, Ruffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, who Marigold had past referred to as her mentor, friend, and confidant. Marigold is the 3rd prominent writer to distance themselves from the publisher this week. Manning and White at press function. Was seen in the corner, suspicious bag waved down a local this is the 3rd major. Last year, it is anticipated, charged by the Crown. Manning was the last. Trial begins on, expected to last up to with grand treason. So they did something bad, I guess. Huh. We don't see a suspicious bag in the image. February 22nd, 87. No trace is discovered of Cinca Eris, but search continues. Mary Matthew Jones, the author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marion Marigold, was last seen by a close friend around 3:45 p.m. Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at the 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. Mrs. Jones never arrived home, and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned, but have not deemed the case foul play. It's an out-of-character incident at this point, and we are seeking information. It just keeps going. This is crazy. Okay. Priceless jewels stolen in dramatic Royal Museum heist. Thieves and the royal captain of Fen Ares have broken into one of the Crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of the aristocracy and high peerage, and access has never been granted to those outside noble circles. At least not until today, as local police and forensics experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum grounds dredging for clues. The museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued the royal guard, and disabled the security system. By the time the militia arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Although an official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of Ornita Ares, the priceless crown jewel whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumors are true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. And that's it. September 2nd of 87, I assume. How curious. I don't know what that means at all. Oh, yeah. We are quickly running out of possible steps. I think we have to take the gymnasium because we didn't ever get a key from anything. There were a lot of, like, color names in those stories. Marigold, Mr. White. Her daughter, or her son really likes red. The Red Prince. Blackwater. Philip White. Etc. Ruby crown. So my, like, instinct is to say, oh, it's a code, you put the colors into somewhere and it'll open a door, but it seems too, like, open-ended for that, I guess. Oh, this is just, like, continuing to be like that. That's interesting. Courtyard. Ooh. A spare set of car keys. There is a garage that we have not gotten yet. Drafting pool rules. The draft pool is your deck of potential floor plans. Each time you draft, 3 random floor plans are drawn from the draft pool for you to select from. The odds of drawing a specific floor plan may differ depending on the room. Some rooms are more rare than others. Floors added to the draft pool are removed at the end of the day unless otherwise stated. No running. I'm gonna run anyway. Look at me go. Let's just hope that this one doesn't dead end. Ooh, a greenhouse. That's pretty. More likely to draw green rooms when drafting. Oh, goodness me. Trees found inside will never shade, the gems that shine in night and rain. The clue you hold cannot be paid with gems nor coin, so toss away these sheets you find a worthy trade. Five. What? Is it gonna spell out a word if I like transcribe all the notes? Wouldn't that be annoying? A metal detector. Oh, greater chance of finding keys and money. And this is one of the levers for the antechamber, I guess. But we need the actual like lever part of it as an item probably to open that. Cool. Well, I think we're done because I don't have any keys and those are the only other ways out. Okay. Trees found inside will never shade. There's no trees in here. Maybe it's talking about the courtyard? That has trees. The gems that shine in night and rain, the clue you hold cannot be paid with gems nor coins, so toss away these sheets you find a worthy trade. Sheets is bolded and nothing else is. Toss away the sheets because you can't pay the clue with gems and coin. This sheet of like paper, like music paper. I swear if we find a piano room and I have to like click on each key, it's gonna drive me crazy. Pool. I see. Yeah, I think we're done. Call it a day. Yep. Red Manor. 5 red rooms. And 5 new rooms. So, yes, the 2 in the entryway are always the same. Unless I just got hilariously lucky. We can try to walk around out there, but we kind of already did, and we didn't find anything at all. So maybe let's wait until there's a puzzle component that tells us to do something out there. Parlor. I love puzzles. Yep. The blue box is empty. The blue box is true. This is the blue box. So it has to be in the blue box, right? Because this is absolutely true. This is then absolutely true, which means this has to be false, and it says the blue box is empty. Yippee! I wish I wasn't so limited by rooms that are like dead ends. Because I'm trying to pick rooms that let me continue moving. And obviously dead ends are not good for that. Another pawn. There's got to be a chess puzzle later. Ooh. This I'm interested in. Is that where we currently are? It is. E. I don't know what that means. I wonder if it'll spell something out if we get this painting to spawn in, like, different rooms or something. I am convinced that that is a possibility, so I'm going to write that down, actually. It's 5 by 9, I think. Yes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's E right there. Okay. Maybe that's something that only spawns in this room specifically. Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts right. So we've been in this room before, I think, because I remember that letter. Like, I could pick the utility closet, but then I'm cutting myself off from getting to go farther, so I just kind of have to do the nook. Even though there doesn't seem to be anything interesting in here. There's a rook. I don't like any of these choices. The slice. I wonder if there's anything else that I can point it at to get different results, because it's always lined up with the outside of the room. Sometimes more than one in a single day. If I turn this so it's just pointing at the wall, what happens? Is it just nothing? Yeah, it doesn't even let me look through. There's a knight. I could rotate it up. Oh, it isn't going farther that way. Okay. Maybe this is only stopped because of the physical obstruction there. And I can't see through it. Ooh. I had a hunch. Heck yeah. Planetarium. You found a secret floor plan. Would you like to permanently add planetarium to your drafting pool? Yeah, sure. Epic. Hooray. I should probably put it back. Just so I don't have to worry about it next time. Thought for sure that had to be some reason for you to be able to move all this stuff around with such precision. Gotcha. Coolio. If I did this, I'd be closed off completely, so let's not do that. Reddington is also a color name. It only has that piece of wood on one side. Again, let's do the one that doesn't close us in completely forever. Boudoir is exactly the same as always. As far as I can tell, anyway. Oh, there's a safe over there. I didn't see it. 9083. I guess that's what the Christmas tree picture's for, because they got a safe as a gift. Although it would be over, I guess, here in the wall. Interesting. I didn't see that. Okay, well, I guess we're looking for 2 save combinations then, because there's one to the veranda. Oh, I need a gem. There's one here, and then there was one in the office as well, if I remember correctly. Another pawn. I don't have any money at all. The mountain that's visible from the entrance in a pea pod. I guess we may as well. Since we don't have the key card on this run, we're gonna do the thing where we'll turn off the security doors. There we go. So it should be that there's very few of them, and then also, if the power goes out from us having the breaker box, it'll just unlock all of them for us. Pantry. There's that breaker box I was talking about. But I'd rather not box us in if I can avoid it. If this door is locked, it's all over. Billiard. Another puzzle. 14. 20 minus 3 is 17. 2 times 10 is 20. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 16 minus 10 is 6. Times 5 is 11. Divided by 10. 16 minus 10 is 6. Times 5 is 30. Divided by 10 is 3. Hooray. We're saved with that other passageway through the chapel. That costs money to go through, so we're not going to do that yet. We have to do the storm because we don't have any gems. Well, I think that's it. We are out of luck, because we can't do this, and all the rest of our passageways are blocked off. I'll just mess with the breaker box some more. Hooray, it still didn't do anything. Yeah. It's all Jover. We still did something, though. We got the new room for the observatory. Charming cottage. I found 0 items. Great. In all the reviews I read for this game, it said that the puzzle solving is really great. The worst thing about the game is that you can just be, like, dealt bad rooms and the whole day is a wash. Like, you can't do anything. And I am starting to get that. It is pretty frustrating sometimes. And I can imagine that it might get even worse. Parlor. Alright. The black box is not empty. This is the black box. This is the black box. False, false, must be true. Hooray! A few unimpressive pebbles. Not even worth picking up.
Awesome.
Doesn't go in my inventory, though, unfortunately. That would be great. Alright. It's a fancy-looking door. I don't think I need to go through that way, though, because that's the way from the entrance hall. It's too distracting to not take. Observatory. Hooray, free gem. It's still a night here. Does it change in the rooms that we've explored? It doesn't seem like it. Let's go this way. We have another way into this section of the house, so we're gonna use this to get the loot. Like if I write down storeroom colon pawn, is it gonna be the same thing next time I come here? Because my intuition is telling me that it's been switching, but I don't know if that's actually true. Storeroom pawn. Not intuition, like my memory. I'm remembering them changing around, but I don't know if they actually are. It seems like the rooms on the cameras stay in the same places between cycles. Like, the pool is always right here, and so on. Hey, it's a garage. Yeah, sure. I want to see the garage. Very fancy. Christoph, this is the third time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were requested. I don't care how long you've been driving for his lordship. Your absences must be accounted for, Mrs. Babbage. Maybe if I can find those spare car keys again, something will happen. SWNSNG. It's also interesting that this is clickable, but yet doesn't do anything. Maybe the garage door opener doesn't work. I know in the breaker room there was a... Not a good time, buddy. There was a thing for the... garage. It's cool that rooms have windows like every single time they spawn next to... Well, never mind. Usually when they spawn next to a wall like that, they have a window there. I'm just rolling in keys today. Bedroom pawn. Bedroom pawn. An observatory knight. I'll write that too. Looks like an onion. I need gems. Garage on. Now what? That's a little ways away. I'm kind of too interested to not just like book it there directly though. Even that being the case. Can I just, like, leave the house from the garage? It's green. Whoa. That's crazy. Does this then unlock? Yes. The west gate has been permanently unlocked. Permanent changes do not reset each day. Do I have a shovel today? I don't remember. We'll do the hovel. That sounds interesting. Special floor plans now contain August additional shoes instead of... Notice of termination. Dear Mr. Ravane, your half-hearted dedication and maintenance of the grounds has been greatly appreciated. However, I regret to inform you that your services as the Grandmaster at Mount Holly will no longer be required effective immediately. This decision has been made after careful consideration and is based upon repeated observations and documented instances of neglect in the performance of your duties. The state of the green rooms in particular has deteriorated significantly over the past few months, which reflects poorly on the rest of the staff. You are required to vacate the hovel by the 20th of March, ensuring all tools and equipment belonging to the estate are returned to the tool shed in good condition. Your final wages will be settled promptly upon completion of these instructions. Ravane. I don't think that's someone we know. It doesn't look like a fun place to sleep. Huh. I need more creative ways to say, Maybe I'll start saying, how queer, over and over. Is that right? It's the fourth one? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it is. That's scaled correctly. I wonder if the path itself moves if you get it to spawn in a different place. Because it was giving me the option to draft a garage right here, I think. Like, maybe the farther down I draft the garage, the more of this, like, in-betweeny part there is. And maybe there's more stuff to discover. Maybe. Okay. I quite like this music. It's very soothing. It's very relaxing. Step requirement 3. Tomorrow we'll start the day with 20 extra steps. That's pretty handy, but I like the library idea. Ooh. Wow, a blank book, all on its own in a lectern. Amazing. Mount Holly Library book request form and library use only. Books and periodicals requested with this form will be pulled and available the next time you draft the library. Please select one. Sightseer's Guide to Reddington, Swimbird, The Fixed Stars, History of Orindia, EPCW Pump System User Manual, Drafting Strategy, Architectural Digest. The above signing is responsible for all materials checked out during this form. I mean, I hate to say it, I think we just go down the list. Although drafting strategy seems like it would be really practical. So maybe we start with that and work up instead of the other way around. Let's do that. Simon P. Jones, that's me. Additional reading. The house directory is a great source for information. If you wish to read more about a specific room in your house, press R to pull up the directory. 2 stories of wall-to-wall books surround the reader in this room, exhibiting either a bountiful spring of knowledge or typical interior design sensibilities of the wealthy. A few books have been withdrawn from the shelves and placed on rostrum stands in various corners of the library. Uniquely fashioned game room. The Rumpus Room has provided many guests of the estate with countless hours of recreation. Alzara. That's what we're kind of looking for. Control room, state-of-the-art surveillance equipment. This room is where the estate's patrol guards kick up their feet and thank their stars they're living in the modern era. A squalid dwelling on the edge of the estate belonging to one of the groundskeepers. Can I go up there? Yes, I can. Mount Holly Records. Oh. I guess 3 hours and 8 minutes is how long I've been playing it. Our favorite floor plans. Den. Can't seem to pass it up. Most drafted. Den, parlor, spare room. Most paid for. Kitchen, observatory, drawing room. Most time spent in entrance hall. That's not a surprise. Contraptions I've made. None. Largest purchase was the club sandwich. Most avoided floor plans. Nursery, coat check, passageway. I guess I can do the nursery next time I have an opportunity. That's interesting. That's cool to have records of that. Whee! Lose half. That's pretty brutal. I think I'm gonna do it anyway, though. And there's nothing in here. Control water flow throughout the estate. Okay. All right. I see. So hypothetically, I could move the water around if I wanted to for some reason. I don't think I have a reason to want to do that, but... And then I may also need to read that book that was in the library about... Spread keys throughout the house. Locker room. Let's do East Wing Hall. We're running out of steps because of that stupid... outer room hovel. Stupid weightlifting room. Guest bedroom is a pawn. I guess that's an option. Do the planetarium and then call it a day there and get those bonuses. Ooh. Star schedule. Survey of constellations observed at the Mount Holly Observatory. Should I screenshot this probably? Because I don't want to write all that down. Nothing else in any of the seats. Yeah, I have no other ways to go. So we will be calling it a day inside of an observatory. Or a planetarium. Hi, Harry. How you doing, buddy? He got a grooming today. He was all gross. 6 new rooms. Ordinary villa. Ah, clever. It just doesn't let you go across until it until you've drafted the garage. Shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. Sure. It's a pretty watercolor. Can I open it? Oh gosh, what's today? I don't remember. I feel like I might look that up, actually. Like, what's the starting date of the game? I hate to do that, but I really don't want to set it and have it be like, yep, sorry, you gotta wait 70 in-game days before you can actually open it. Blueprints, starting date. And I'll write it down so I don't have to do it again. November 7th is the first day. Okay. So for me, it's been like less than a week. So we can say... maybe like December 1st? Or November, like, 20th? Probably safe. Unlock time will be... 1 p.m. Sure. Yes. Radiation monitor. Ah. Remain where you are for now. Given that the Red Guard is due tomorrow, we've agreed with your plan and have disabled remote access to the other terminals and have sealed the network mainframe. Regardless of the danger, I'm still not going to risk removing shelter from the draft pool while the 3 of you are down there. Our best bet is to sit tight and hope for a little bit of luck. It's interesting that the characters in-universe are acknowledging that this is how it actually literally physically works in the real world.
Yeah.
Like, how would you do that? Removing shelter from the draft pool while the 3 of you are down there. Is it like cycled into a like underground storage of the rooms while they're not drafted? And what if you're the guy that lives in the hovel and then your room doesn't get drafted that day? You're just stuck in the like you open your door and there's nothing. Maybe that's why he was doing such a bad job of cleaning the house. Curiouser and curiouser. Like, in universe, it's not that the rooms just reorganize themselves. It's that you literally have this, like, selection of 3 rooms every single time. Still a pawn, so yes, I think it's the same every day. Which means that that's something I have to keep track of, probably. For some sort of big puzzle. Hey friend, I'm enjoying your stream and would love to join your community and support you as a fan. Kindly add me on Discord at IsraelElite001. Sure, my Discord link is in the Twitch details. Can shatter padlocks and lock trunks. That's handy. Wish I had the shovel, though. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. The blue box is true. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B. So, none of them are contradictions in and of themselves, and none of them are like a tautology in and of themselves, so we have to think. Oh, horror. The gems are in the box with a statement containing the letter B. This must be true, because all of them have the word box, and that contains the letter B. So this is definitely true. The blue box is true, also definitely true, because we just determined that the blue box is true. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. Probably false, because it's the only one that's left. So it's not in a box with a statement containing the letter U. So that rules out the black box. It rules out the white box. It means it's in the blue box. Hey, hey. Oh, I was... The nursery is the one that I've been, like, avoiding the most out of any room, according to the library. So I was gonna do that the next time I saw it, but if I do, I'm locking myself out of, like, any future paths. And I'd rather not do that. Okay, den is pawn as well. This would be a good thing to negate with the bomb shelter, because that's an annoying effect. There really isn't much in a lot of these rooms. At least not to my, like, untrained eye. It's entirely possible that there's a lot of stuff that I'm missing. Leads to a room of a color of your choice. Oh, but the billiard room, I want to do the puzzle. I want to do that. Secret passage. The Halls of Holly, Green thumb, the key to the bedroom, red rover, Gold's ink, market. Maybe green? Bedrooms are usually dead ends. Red rooms are usually not, actually. That might be the play, because I'll be sheltered from it with the shelter. Let's do that. Wow, amazing. It's a dead end. Come on! I thought it would go like under or around or something. Come on. No. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess since we have so many steps left over, what?
Can't believe you thought there would be some kind of physical impossibility here. It's just
I
absurd.
know, right? What was I thinking? Instead of calling it a day immediately, let's use our remaining steps to go look around outside again. Just briefly. We've already been over there. We lit one of these fires, that's interesting. That's also curious. Why would there be like ruins built into the cliffs itself? Unless that's where the rooms in the house go. They're not drafted or whatever. That's a dead end. Yeah, we've already explored most of this on that first day. I don't think there's anything new. How great would it be if using the keys on the car after like using the breaker box to open the maybe if there's a way to disable the security doors, this would also open. That's an idea. I was just gonna say, wouldn't it be funny if you did all that stuff with the car and then you finally got to that point and it was just like, bad ending, you fucked up. You drove away and didn't solve anything. Idiot. That'd be pretty funny. And then it deletes your save file. Ooh. That's another thing we need to find the combination to. I think that brings us to 4. Because there's a safe in the boudoir, the safe in the office, this, and then the terminal code. Although the safes in the office and the boudoir have the same design, so maybe they have the same code. And it's like one safe code. And once you figured that out, it's like... This is utility access down to all the tunnels with the rooms. Alright. Call it a day. Small cottage. Ugh. Two special items. Ooh. The first time you enter a green room, you use water to gain 1 gem. Neat. If only there were any other tools in here that might potentially be useful. Oh well. Parlor. The gems are in a box with a statement, so that is true. Well, never mind. The white box does not have a statement. That is absolutely true. I think this is just, like, not something that can be given a truth value, which means that one of these has to be true and one of these has to be false, which means this is true and this is false, because we know that to be true. So it must be in a box that does not have a statement, must be in the white box. These are fun. I like these little puzzles. Ooh, metal detector's going off. Oh, it was just telling me about the money. Ooh. Let's actually try something. Let's, like, activate all 3 of the doors before we pick one to go through. Laboratory experimental house features. I want the gem for that. No, that's crazy. Okay, well, I guess I have to do closet then. That's boring. What in the world does experimental house features mean? Furnace. You're more likely to draw red rooms when drafting. That's a new room. We'll do that. Okay. So it's purely a downside then, I guess? Unless we dig something up there, which we can't do. It's unfortunate. It's actually very unfortunate. I should have picked the hallway, because that's a dead end for us. thing. I don't know if opening all the doors ahead of time... Oh, what? Yeah, that's funny. I don't know if opening all the doors before we chose a way to go really saved us any time. Or like any steps. Because we ended up passing through all of them the same number of times. Oh, this is because of the furnace. Well, they're all dead ends. Bathroom. So the bathroom is a red room, even though it doesn't really have a downside. Kind of looks like the number 4 there, doesn't it? I guess it's just that it's a dead end that never does anything. Probably. Again, a nursery that if I take it, it's gonna lock me in forever. And that's it. I guess we'll do the bedroom or the nursery. Nursery is a pawn. Can you imagine if this Rubik's Cube is solvable in like a short number of rotations, and that's like an input for a puzzle later? I would scream. Ooh, the Red Prince. The one that the newspaper was talking about by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? A story he had read to the bath and the bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. That's a pretty good kids' book, actually. It has that sort of like sing-songy, poem-y kind of nature of other books like Goodnight Moon and such. I bet that would be a good... And it has the like big prominent pictures that would be... And the pictures are very easy on the eyes with the watercolor. I actually really love the art of this. This kind of looks like the boudoir, doesn't it? A little bit. Bathroom, bedroom. Outside, this could be like the path with the bridge that goes down to the garage. This could be the arboretum or whatever it's called. Greenhouse or some bird-related place that we haven't seen yet. And I don't think there was anything like that. Interesting. It's also interesting that the name of the game is Blueprints. What does that mean? I wonder. That's good, actually. I'm glad I picked that. One of the few rooms you vividly remember from your visits here in your youth, though even at the time you remember feeling a little old for the activities provided here. The twin cribs found in this room might suggest that at one point in time there had been some hopeful expectations of a sudden growth of the family tree. Drafted one time. It's a very cute room. I like this room. Okay, that's all the ways. We are done. Small cottage, yet again. I need to be drafting things smarter, I guess. Or I need to start getting more lucky. Depending on how you look at it. I wonder why holly is the symbol of the family. I don't know if we ever really got a reason for that. Another shelter, another root cellar. Hovel. I don't think we ever did the root cellar. Yeah, we didn't. Potato. Ooh. So Epson is the Holly. Mount Holly family tree. So that's why. That's the name of the manor. Epson and Sinclair. I'm going to take a screenshot of this as well because this seems important. It's a good reference because there's a lot of like pictures of people throughout the house, so I could refer to that and see who they all are. I guess that's it, other than all the dig spots in here, but we don't have a shovel. So it's really just banking on the hope that we do. Actually, I guess this looks more like the spot from the Red Prince, because it's an actual bridge instead of just a like plank of wood across a stream. There's a water fountain like right here. Or a bird bath. So let me pull up the thing. Screenshots, screenshots, screenshots. So this we determined was the main guy. So this is Baron Thomas Sinclair. And Lord William Epson, I think, is on the other side of the room, because he's the guy with the bow tie. Yes. So it's like the patriarchs of the family, I guess. Interesting that Mary Epson chose to take her mother's maiden name. And who's the... Who are we and who are we getting this from? Simon. Are we on here? No, we're not. Oh no, yes we are. Simon H. Sinclair. There we are. Does that make Mary Epson our daughter? Are we older than we thought? Or are these like... Is she our sister? Because it's like our... The three of us. Maybe? Yeah, Herbert S. Sinclair is the one who's leaving us the house. And he's our uncle. Right?
I think in the newspapers it also said that Herbert was Mary's uncle, or like that she was his niece, so she's probably your sister.
Mm-hmm. I think you're probably right. Maybe Lionel? No, because he has the last name Epson. I wonder who's our parents.
They should really have this like on a proper graph instead of the tree. I mean, like, you know, it's just not very helpful.
Yeah, it's very like pretty for, you know, a piece of art to put up on your wall, but won't anybody think about the video game player who's wandering through the house and needs like a spreadsheet?
Literally.
Okay. Well, it is interesting, and we have the crests of the two families as well. The Epson family crest is the swan and the two spades, and the Sinclair family crest is the holly. We know that we have a living father at the time of the game taking place because we got that letter from him about the... like us departing for the manor. Come on. Inspect documents of the estate more closely. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I don't think there's anything hidden in this document in particular, but Unless there's a stain on the paper over there. It's a handy item. Really, the strategy is that we should have, like, packed a whole bunch of supplies with us. Clearly, we're allowed the stuff on our person. That's the stairs from the library. That is... Oh. We got the moon. I think this is the same portrait as the one in the image. This is her. Baroness Aravel? I think. I'm not sure why her picture would be in the... Oh, it's just the normal bedroom. It's not the guest bedroom. I suppose that's understandable, actually, if it's just the regular bedroom. I wish I had a shovel. As much as I love you, Parlor, I think we have to be logical here, unfortunately. There we go. Although I am blocking myself off, I guess. Gems are in both the blue box and the black box. Gems are in both the black box and the white box. Gems are not in the white box or the blue box. Can gems be in multiple boxes at once? Only one box has a prize within, the other two are always empty. So... that's just not true. That's not true. So that's true. Meaning it's in the black box. Neat. Drawing room is also a pawn. This is the main guy, the guy who gave us... Yes, Herbert S. Sinclair. These are different guys. That's Mustache. I don't think we have anybody that matches that one. It could just be someone that's not on here, like my dad or someone else. And this guy looks crazy. Looks like Edgeworth or something. Yeah, neither of these people are on that sign, or on the picture. There he is again. Yeah, it's the same keypad. It's an even bigger mustache. No. It's not Herbert. Well, maybe it is. Actually, it probably is. Because Herbert wasn't in the entryway, that was these two. I don't know. It's neat that all the busts are identifiable, but I don't know what to do with any of that information. These are all dead ends, so I want to do the nursery on the off chance that we get more bedrooms. Any secrets? It's not the same bridge. The bridge outside has, like, side supports. It actually says the line from earlier in the book on this page, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So hug the right wall. That's something. $30 divided by 6. 5, right? think. Yes, okay. 14 minus 2 is 12. Times 2 is 24. Divided by 8. Gosh, I can't do math with 8s and 6s. 3? Yay. 57188. I'm gonna write that down. I don't know if that's anything, but... I don't think we've done the maid's chamber yet. No, that's wrong, actually. We have. I remember. I don't recognize any of these people, which means they're probably, like, just the whole serving staff. I should be able to put that on. Hey, rumpus room! Oh, but we don't have any money. That's actually really bad. I think we're dead. Or not dead, stuck. Let's do planetarium then, for the extra stars. Welp. Rustic Villa. It is getting pretty late, so I think we're going to do one more day, and then I'm going to go to bed. Hey, they got non-binary flowers today. Classroom. Ooh. Closing address. For the last 38 years, it's been my pleasure of serving as your schoolmaster in this humble little facility, and meager as it may look by modern standards, I think most of us who spent our afternoons here will readily admit that we were reluctant to see this small piece of Reddington history go. I first wish to thank Lady Epson, our most gracious host today, for not only paying attention to my classes those many years ago, but for all the fundraising she has done on behalf of our community and our children. Without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant and blurry vision, a vision that I dared not even dream. The dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal and my reluctant successor, who I might add forced me to give this speech. So I think I'll add my praise of her here, though she deserves much more, I'll admit. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair, thank you for following in your father's footsteps and building Reddington yet another school, and for also allowing the use of your own private residence and floor plans to serve as our intern facility until the new campus is completed in March. A decision I'm certain he will immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. And lastly, I wish to thank all my students, many of you here today whom I have not seen in years, whose faces I still remember as young and manners wild. Those here whose parents before them I have also taught and whose children I may yet. Without you, I would have a lifetime of quiet peace. And yet, what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits upon? Thank you all sincerely. My time has meant the world to me, and if I'm still standing in 8 months, I will see you all at the slightly less melancholic ribbon-cutting ceremony next year. That's sweet. I thought it was strange that there was a schoolhouse here, but I guess that makes sense as a reason why that would happen. Herbie. Who's Herbie? Where's Herbie on our picture? Herbert S. Sinclair. So she did teach him. That's why he's letting them use his house. Interesting. Also, he used to go by Herbie, which is funny. Cool. I guess I'm at that stage of the puzzle solving process where I'm not doing any puzzle solving. And I'm just trying to understand larger context as best as I possibly can. Because who knows, in 20 hours it might be relevant that Herbert S. Sinclair used to go to school with the lady who he later had, let her use his house. Hey, it's my book. Rented out last by Kimberly Thompson. So it was November. It was November 15th when I first rated it out. Kimberly Thompson. No. Who is that? The potential within. We all started an empty floor plan. To the ambitious young architect, a fresh blueprint represents a world of boundless possibilities. When you're staring at a blank canvas, you have unlimited potential and ideas to explore, but with an abundance of options at your disposal, the architect can also become overwhelmed by the countless choices and decisions that need to be made. Shall I draft a hallway or a closet? How many bedrooms do I need in my house? Is passageway really worth 2 gems? All these questions can compound, adding layers of complexity and stress to the design process. That's why it's even more important to develop simple and effective strategies that you can employ while drafting your house to ensure a successful project outcome. In this volume of Architectural Digest, we aim to provide architects with some of these strategies and even assist them in developing their own. Gems, gems, gems. Every architect needs them. Although many architects employ different strategies when developing their house designs, most of them agree on the guiding principle, have gems while drafting. One of the most common ways architects drafts themselves into a corner is by not having the resources they need when opening the next door. If you lack the gems to consider all 3 presented options, you may be forced to draft a room you do not want. To avoid this predicament, focus on drafting groups that grant you gems and prioritize acquiring gems as early in the day as you can. This approach is a surefire way to set you up for success. Make sure you check for gems in a room before you're clicking the door. I do this way too much. Think about saving some gems for emergencies. I try to only spend them if I really, really need a room. I will never draft passageway on the first 5 ranks. It's a simple strat that has served me well. If you see gems for sale in any of the shops, buy them out. Don't pass up wine cellar, even if you're not thirsty. There's no such thing as too many gems. Planning your house. As you begin drafting a house, it's important to start each day with a solid foundation. Draft early ranks first. A very common mistake beginners make is drafting in a straight line north and ignoring the many unopened doors they have left behind in the entrance hall and rooms of the early ranks. When these architects reach the higher ranks, they quickly discover they do not have enough keys or gems to continue. Their day usually ends by returning to the lower ranks to draft from the doors they skipped, only to find rooms and items that would have made all the difference if they'd only been found earlier in the day. As the layout on the right demonstrates, even a path of rooms that snakes through the house and does not go in a straight line can also be structurally weak if you're leaving lots of unopened doors behind you. By starting each day on a strong foundation of rooms on the early ranks, you'll have a much better chance of finding success when you eventually start heading further into the house. That's very interesting. It's very helpful. Top drafting combos. 5 combos you don't want to miss. Another aspect to consider when planning your house is the order in which you draft rooms. For instance, if you draft cloister before terrace, you will be down 3 gems. But if you draw them in the reverse order, cloister would be free. Identifying a synergistic pair of floor plans is an essential first step. By determining the optimal order for drafting those rooms will provide you with an additional advantage, significantly improving your chances of success. A foyer drafted before Great Hall would mean that all of its many doors would be unlocked. Ooh. Drafting bunk room after nursery will give you 10 extra steps because it counts as 2 separate bedroom triggers. I did think of that one. Office spreads money, and you won't have to, because you can go straight to the conference room. The more items you have, the greater your chance of being able to create a contraption in the workshop. Making a connection. 2-pair combos aren't the only form of room synergy. You will find some floor plans only work by drafting other specific rooms. These rooms aren't powerful on their own, but can become very useful when their connectivity is eventually discovered. The utility closet is a perfect example of this. It doesn't do anything by itself, but it can literally power up or down other rooms you have drafted in your house. Garage. Powers garage door and grants west path access. Darkroom turns lights back on after blowing a fuse. Gymnasium turns lights off to prevent step loss. Ooh. Other examples of connectivity. The ladyship's chamber. The next time you enter boudoir, gain 10 steps. The next time you enter walk-in closet, gain 3 money. One of the more simple examples, her ladyship's chamber has synergy with Lady Epson's other 2 rooms. Boiler room connects ducts from room to run steam power to different destinations in the house. Laboratory, garage, laundry room, furnace, and pump room all have uses for steam power. Speaking of pump room, this room controls the water level throughout rooms in the estate and can interact directly with the pool, aquarium, greenhouse, kitchen, and several other features located outside of the main house. The boiler room seems like it's going to be really annoying, because if it's connecting ducts between the rooms, you're going to have to get like a laboratory next to a boiler room to do anything with the steam power. And that's like, you have to draft that specific room. Tips and tricks. In the kitchen, you can check which course is being served in the dining room. This will allow you the opportunity to draft specific rooms that will make the meal even more delicious. Besides counting as 2 bedrooms, bunk room also counts as 2 rooms. This will count the amount of steps granted by master bedroom, the amount of gold spread by the tomb, and the amount of keys found in a servant's quarters. Each time you solve a puzzle in billiard room or parlor, the difficulty will increase slightly the next time you draft that room. Just because you didn't find any items in a room when you first explored it doesn't mean that will be the case next time you draft it. The day after drafting freezer, it enters an automated cooldown refreshing cycle during which it cannot be drafted for the next 24 hours. If you're stuck or don't know what to do in a specific room, sometimes it is smart to move on. There are multiple ways to solve many of the challenges you will come across, and there's a very good chance you'll find a piece of information on the road which may help. When in doubt, draft rooms you have never seen before. Even if you do not think the rooms seem very useful, they may still hold useful clues and information that may help you on your journey. Along with this volume, we've provided our readers with many powerful strategies and tricks to try. We here at Architectural Digest help that aspiring architects know that there is truly no set blueprint for success. Forging your own path and coming up with your own unique strategies will, in our humble opinion, always provide the best results. Each architect has his own favorite room, each builder his own favorite tool, and thus each player in turn will develop their own style of play and discover their own secrets and tricks that they can share with the world or keep to themselves. Whatever strategy you employ, we best do best of luck drafting and hope you build the house of your dreams. Interesting. Okay, well that is something that I'm not doing. I guess today, let's try and... Ooh. Okay, it's in the same spot this time, and it's still E. So it doesn't give me any new information if this is actually what this is meant to be. I don't know. Yeah, let's go back and do more of the... Let's do what it says, like get all the lower ranks before we move on to the higher ones. Classroom. When drafting a classroom, you may draw new floor plans each time for each classroom room in your house. Don't have any gems. Let's do storeroom to get a gem. Because it said gems are really important. Coin! A rather dirty coin. Nook is rook. That's easy to remember. Welp. Bad luck. That's unfortunate. Guess we haven't... Oh, we don't have any gems. Dang. I guess it did tell me to make my own strategy. I think it's been 2 from everything other than the banana, which is 3. But that math doesn't add up to 50 in that case. I don't know. Yep, that's it. It's kind of a really sad day. Snug little cottage. Cool, that was fun. Fun little bite-sized stream. Cool. Off to bed I go. I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Have a good night.
and to you. Bye bye.